What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We've successfully completed our first live stream today. So this will be a quick recap of my thoughts and opinions of the new EVIL game that just released into closed beta, I believe today on Steam, or could have been prior, and I actually just got an invite today, so I decided to give this game a go as my first live stream and see how it plays. If you want to try this game for yourself, if you like what you see, I will link the Steam page in the description below, as usual. Just head onto the page, scroll a bit down till you see the request access button. Give that a click, and hopefully you'll get an email saying you get your chance to play as well. But without wasting any more time, let's get right into the video. If you don't know what this game is, I don't really either, so we're going to learn it together. I'm actually excited for this because it is a 1 to 3 player co-op. I think it's a looter shooter. I never really got to read the description because I really wanted to go into this game blind. I think it's kind of in the same vein of Borderlands, but you're like a vampire hunting other vampires. So I'm really excited to get into this. It threw me off for a loop that I wasn't making any noise at the beginning, so I was like fiddling with my settings for the longest time, but I think the menu's just really quiet. So without wasting time, let's get into it. I'm excited. At the start of the game, you're given an option to do the tutorial and earn some in-game currency, or skip it. We of course do the tutorial, teaching us the basics of shooting, movement, how to use your abilities. We'll get more into all that in a second. The main gist of the story is you're a daywalker, basically a vampire that has the ability to be out in the sunlight without burning and dying a horrible death. You have your primary gun that shoots regular bullets at enemies with a red health bar, and a sunlight gun, which basically is a gun that lets you take out the shields of the enemies before you can damage them with your normal gun. You have a melee attack and a feed attack, which lets you bite enemies and drain them of their health while also recovering yours in the process. It does leave you vulnerable to attacks though, so you do need to be careful when you decide to use this. You have 3 characters to choose from. Victoria, your typical dashing assassin character. Mashaka, your fire-throwing, teleporting mage character. And Leon is the in-your-face melee character. The gameplay loop is your average roguelike experience, but a bit more watered down. You choose a mission which seems to be pretty short in length. I would say about 10 to 15 minutes if you just concentrate on the mission. Choose a character, and also choose if you want to do a public or a private session. After a few runs during the live stream, it does seem like the enemy counts scale with the amount of players, so it won't feel terribly unfair if you want to run solo. The game also has a meta progression system, where you play a character, they start at a low level, but they get stronger as you do runs. And it unlocks new weapons, new weapon mods, and artifacts to use. Because of how short the levels are though, there's not a whole lot of variety in the gameplay besides the skills that your characters have. There's no picking random buffs at certain points of the run like you see in other games of this nature. There's no weapon pickups or skill pickups. You do have challenges that seem to reset on a 3-day timer. It gives you currency and resources to upgrade your artifacts and your weapon mods. The gameplay is very fast-paced and hectic. Enemies never seem to stop coming at you, so although your instincts want you to stay and fight till the last enemy is down, you do have to just keep running through to actually complete the level. Lastly, the customization of the characters themselves are pretty boring. Each character gains different artifacts, mods, and weapons at certain level breakpoints. The modding and artifact system is very similar to games like Warframe, where your character has a certain amount of mods they can equip and a maximum capacity, so you can't just get every mod and artifact to max level and become a god.
This is most unusual. We need to understand the nature of this new threat.
EVILvEVIL feels like a nice little arcadey first-person shooter that will entertain you and a few of your friends for a few hours or so, but it doesn't really have anything there to hold your attention in the long term. The gameplay is fast and fun. Mods and artifacts add decent depth to the game and allows for some build variety. A decent amount of weapons to choose from. And the short levels allows you to squeeze in a session or two without having to commit hours to playing. Some points that could use improvement are the characters. They only really have their 2 skills unique to them and nothing else. I'd like to see at least one more set of skills to choose from. This small change alone would allow for a whole lot more build diversity and a lot more theory crafting, which you guys know I love. Characters also don't have any different types of stats. They all do the same damage, they have the same health pool. I'd like for Victoria to maybe feel like a glass cannon, and Leon to feel like a tanky melee in-your-face fighter. More gameplay modes would also be greatly appreciated, as I can see repeating the same levels over and over, doing these same tasks, could get incredibly old incredibly quick. And last but not least, more enemy variety. I only really saw gun-wielding vampire dudes. I'd like to see some maybe spell-slinging enemies or tanky in-your-face melee enemies as well. I take that back. There's one more thing I want to talk about. I'm not 100% on this, but from looking at the progression of each character, it seems like they will all eventually have the same exact weapons and same exact artifacts and weapon mods when they hit max level. I'd like to see some character-specific artifacts and maybe some weapon-specific mods. Maybe having these things have a rare chance to drop on certain missions. This would give your players a reason to repeat specific missions, and it also gives them another goal to work towards besides just the challenges and leveling up. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Again, if you want to give this game a try, it will be linked in the description below. I'll also have my Twitch channel linked down there as well, if you'd like to join me as I capture this footage live. As always, stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.